And we are live. I've got a bit of a different interview for you guys today. I am here with Kaz Crossley. Kaz, thank you for joining me.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. I just had a bit of a crazy morning, but yeah, all good now, all good.
Good. I hope the craziness
Oh, it's just
will...
my dog. He's driving me up the wall, honestly. Any dog owners will understand me, but it's just like, I don't know how people have children and dogs. Like, that's crazy to me.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll calm down a bit and give you some peace this afternoon.
Yeah, I hope so, bro.
So, Kaz, we all first got to know you on Love Island. It seems like a lifetime ago now. Was it back in 2018?
Yeah, so like that's 6 years ago. A lot has changed since then, definitely, but that's how I got my platform. And yeah, it was an amazing experience.
And so talk to us about, you've used your platform for many things since then, and you've fitted a lot into your life since then. But one of the things that we see on your social media and the work you're doing, a lot of that is combat sports related. So talk to me about that. How did that begin?
So it's actually linked to Love Island because when I went through my breakup, I obviously wanted a change and I decided to go and do a Muay Thai camp in Thailand. So I actually didn't do Muay Thai before that, like at all. And yeah, I did a 2 week camp and I loved it. And then leading on from that, I started training it more. And then I think through COVID, I was just training it every day. And it became obviously a big hobby of mine, something that I was passionate about. I loved watching it. And because I was an influencer from Love Island, I was putting my training on my platform.
Yeah.
And people could see me that I was getting better. Obviously, my pad videos was getting better and everything. It was just people could see the journey with it. But I think I related to a lot of the girls watching that wanted to get into it, and they saw me doing it, and they was just like, "Where can we do it? I'd love to do it." And then that's when my women's only community started, Combat Collective, because I wanted to create a space for women, especially in Muay Thai, like in combat sports. But Muay Thai was something quite close to me. And I just, even in London, like I was looking at like women only Muay Thai classes, and there just wasn't a big space for it. So that's how that started. And yeah, it's just been going on from then, really, through the Muay Thai and charity work that I've done. I'll tell you, so in COVID, when you was traveling through Thailand, you had to do the quarantine.
Yeah.
So you could choose where you could stay, and I chose to stay in this like amazing, like it was a 1 bedroom pool villa because I was there for 2 weeks and I couldn't leave, so I decided to stay there. And I came across this Muay Thai gym in Isan, northeastern Thailand, which is like very rural, grassroots, but they looked after underprivileged children. And so imagine me like in this big villa, like watching these kids that had nothing. And I was just watching the stories every day because there was like nothing else to do. And I was just like, oh my God, that really just put it into perspective. What am I doing? So after I came out, I was, I meant to see some friends and stay with them, but I just changed my whole plan. And I was like, I'm going to go to this gym. And I reached out to them and said, what do you need? Like, I want to help. And obviously use my platform to do something good, which I'd never even done before. Do you know what I mean? Like, I only just posted what I wanted to post, like about my life, my fashion, my makeup, everything like that. But I thought, let me try something different and see if I can use this platform to help. And they said, we've been doing like fundraising for years. We've been trying to build our own house because we've just been living out of this small apartment. But we've managed to secure a piece of land and we really want to build a house on it.
Yeah.
And we want to build a gym. Our gym is really far away from the schools for the kids. So they was driving like so many miles every day back and forth from the school to the gym, and it just wasn't working out. So I ended up going there, and just through my Instagram and posting these stories of these young kids who literally dedicate their lives to Muay Thai because there is literally nothing else going on. They're living in like poverty. Where they live is literally like kids, elderly and disabled people, because all the well-abled people move out of that area to go and work, to send money back home. And it's just a whole different life. And this is how my mum grew up. So I feel like with the connection to Thailand and my mum being from Thailand and being so poor when she was younger, and then my connection to Muay Thai, it kind of like just connected to me. And then, yeah, through sharing the stories individually of the children, which anyone can see because it's still on my highlights on my Instagram, I was able to raise quite a lot of money. We raised over £100,000, and then through that fundraising, we managed to build the house. It was a 2-story, 6-bedroom house with the gym right next door, and then even a little bit extra, they've got a little school next to it as well. So that, yeah, it was a couple of years ago now. I still keep in contact with them. I still go back and forth and just make sure that they're good and stuff. But yeah, since then, it made me realize like the platform that I have and how I can do more. So since then, I've been doing more. I recently shaved off my head to raise money for children going through hair loss with cancer and alopecia. And that, again, close to my heart because I had alopecia, going through stress. So it's all just kind of like flown, just gone together, really. And obviously Combat Collective and empowering women through sport, that just goes hand in hand with what I do anyway. So being able to do my retreats and, you know, the classes, which, yeah, are strictly women only, and obviously just focused on Muay Thai at the moment, but then getting obsessed with Muay Thai, and then moved on to getting obsessed with MMA, and it's all just been like a kind of domino effect.
Yeah.
So I'm loving the combat sport as well, you know. I love it so much, and I'm just so happy to, yeah, make an impact on other people's lives while doing what I enjoy.
Yeah. So the charity that you cut off your hair for was called Little Lady Locks, and they make wigs for people who don't have hair, and it was very sweet. Actually, both these videos are pinned to the top of your Instagram. So if people want to go and see the house that you managed to get built, and if people want to see you getting your hair cut off,
everything is there on Instagram. You could just go to my highlights. I wish I filmed all the kids in Thailand stuff. I wish I actually filmed it. Like I'd love to like just watch a documentary of that back. That would be so cool because they really changed my life, babe. Like it's crazy.
Something for the future, maybe the documentary. You never know.
Yeah, true. Well, it's all done now anyway. So yeah, I just go through my stories now and again just to watch it back.
Yeah. And you also ran the Manchester Marathon, right, for charity as well, for the same Little Lady Locks charity.
Yeah, I did that, which was so hard. I had no idea how hard that was going to be. And then even when I finished it, I was like, I'm never ever doing that again. And then literally the next day, I was like, I have to do it again. I have to beat my time. Like, I just got that something in me. I'm just so competitive, even with myself. But I think everyone should experience a marathon once, at least. You don't even have to run it the whole time. Just completing it, you feel so like rewarded in yourself.
Yeah, no, I did it once myself. I've never felt the need to beat my time, but
how hard is it? Oh my god, they don't even. People say it's hard, but you're just like, no, it can't be that hard. It's just so long. It's never ends. Well done, you though.
So let's go back to the Combat Collective. So this is the business that you've set up just for women, training in, and I know you do like retreats in Thailand, and I was pleased to see there's jiu-jitsu there as well as Muay Thai, like, so, you know, a bit of a spectrum of training. I think there's other fitness classes as well, but they're also here in the UK, because I know you've got some classes in London, and then I've seen you train at Team Renegade, which I know a lot of the girls there. So yeah, I'm sure that was an amazing experience. So tell me about the classes in the UK.
So with Combat Collective, obviously I live here, and me training myself, like I said, I didn't have access to women-only classes, and so starting that in London, we started just with beginners courses, because I think the most intimidating thing for women who has no idea about the sport, but once they get started, like, they walk into any gym and it's obviously predominantly male, and it can be so intimidating and so scary, and that's what stops people from doing it, especially doing it alone as well. So with the beginners courses, it allows all the women who literally want to start it, they come together and they're all like-minded women, want to start something new. And it's crazy because I didn't realize how many friendships would grow from it, because that's what I didn't think of, the community. Like the community just came naturally because all these like-minded women coming together, and then doing something new. And then they, even from when I started like 2 years ago, like people are just like, you can see through the Instagram, they meet up and they tag us and stuff. And so it's amazing, like what friendships can be formed through that. And then obviously I just wanted to branch out to different areas of the UK. So that's why we came to Manchester. And now we just recently came to Birmingham, which was really cool because Leon Edwards had sparring at the same time. Just by chance. Because that's when the gym was free. So he was like sparring in the cage, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like literally the UFC welterweight champion right there. So I just grabbed him for a quick question, like, have you seen this many women in training in your gym before? And he was like, never. I've never seen this many women in the gym. And I was like, any gym or just Team Renegade? And he said, literally around the world, he's never seen this many women. So for him to say that was like so cool, and I'm glad that I got that on the camera because I uploaded it on Instagram and everyone's seeing it. It was like, it's this, we're making waves,
the Kaz Crossley effect.
Yeah. I don't know what came over me. That was funny. He's like, oh yeah, okay. Now I was like, oh my god, Kaz, you're so embarrassing. But yeah, it's the Kaz Crossley effect. And I always say that, I always make fun with the coaches, even at the gym in Bangtao, which is Alex Volkanovski's gym, and where he's got shares in it. So they get a lot of UFC fighters coming in and out. And anytime I come there, my retreats, we go there, and it's like 30 women in the gym. Like the men don't even know what to do. Like they're just they don't even know. You know what I mean? Like they're just so confused. They're just like, why is there so many women there? And people come to me and I'm like, this is Combat Collective. This is my retreat. It's a women-only Muay Thai community. Yes, we do daily Muay Thai training. But I also wanted to, because it's an MMA gym too, I wanted them to get a full experience of combat sports. And a lot of the girls who do the jiu-jitsu, I made it like a self-defense type style of jiu-jitsu. So even if they weren't interested in doing jiu-jitsu, they can take what they've learned and use it like potentially in any like life-threatening situations. I think it's really interesting and definitely something as women that we need to think about like more than men for sure. So they have that boxing. And yeah, like I think for me, I used Muay Thai for since I started it was to help my mental health. Okay, so physically it is going to benefit you so many benefits, but for me it's really helped my mental health. And that's what I've kind of did with my retreat. It's like it's a self-development retreat as well, because you're coming, we do meditation, we do sound healing, I run a women's circle, like, because it's crazy how many women apply. They come by themselves, they come solo, but they've all come for a reason. Like they've gone through something traumatic in their life, or they're trying to overcome something, even just trying to bring themselves out of their comfort zone. You know, that's just such a big thing to do. And honestly, like every single person leaving the retreat, they just like feel like just how much they've benefited from it. It's crazy. So it's not just a Muay Thai retreat, it's just so much more than that. And that's why it's so close to my heart, and I will literally do these retreats forever, and I'll be on all of them, because like it's just so rewarding to also be able to help people and give back, because I know how much it's helped me. And if I can do that with all these different women, it's amazing. And honestly, so at the Team Renegade, after the class, I was taking pictures with the girls and stuff, and one woman come over to me, and oh my god, she literally, the first time, she's like making me cry. She was like, I was seeing a guy, no, she was married to a guy who trains Muay Thai professionally, and he'd always just go and like cheat on her and train with other women and never wanted to teach her it. And like she's just been through this horrible divorce, and like seeing what I've been doing has given her so much inspiration to get into it, and she enjoyed the class so much, babe. I'm literally like trying to hold back my tears. And it's so true that every single person, that's why I love combat sports so much, because these stories that people go through and how they've used this sport to help them get through like just shit times, you know. It's crazy. It's really inspiring.
I think you're so right that, you know, like stepping into the gym for the first time is really, really daunting. Especially, you know, if you've got no background in combat sports and you're a woman, and it is mostly most of the time it is, more women are coming into the sports, but it's, most of the time you could be the only girl there. And I know that was the hardest thing for me when I first wanted to train, was just like, and luckily they were all amazing, and you
didn't have any bad experiences?
No, I was very,
That's
very
good, yeah.
lucky. But especially if there are people who are trying to heal trauma, that might not necessarily be the easiest environment for them. So I think
Exactly.
it's really cool to have something like this that is designed specifically for women, and they can all share their stories as well as fighting together, which is a way
It's
to make
so
friends, punching each
empowering.
other in the face.
Literally, that feeling of like even hitting the pads or hitting the bag and just letting it out. Like you'll never feel worse after a session. Like literally, you just wouldn't. It's just helped me so much. And yeah, like I don't know. I think the thing is as well, I encourage like all levels to come as well, not just beginners. So we had
Yeah,
like professional fighters there, and it's really cool as well because obviously, have you been to Thailand?
I have not yet.
Really? So obviously you have the Muay Thai shows, and you've got the foreigners that can fight on the Muay Thai shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And now we've had 2 girls come to my retreat and fought on that Friday night fight.
Wow.
Yeah, so then all the girls come and watch them, and it's just such an amazing experience because you've just been training with someone and then you watch them in a fight and everyone's cheering, and it's like that proper like Thailand, you've got to go to a Muay Thai show and you go there. So we've got everything. It's amazing.
That's really inspiring as well, to see people better than you at the moment, at your, still at the same retreat, and see what you can go on to if you want to. Some people just want to train, some people want to
Exactly.
fight. It's for everyone.
Exactly. And if you don't want to spar, like you don't have to spar. Like I don't personally enjoy sparring that much. So I don't want people to feel like, oh, they have to. But then also we've got the more pro girls come, and then they can spar and they can even join in with the pro class. And yeah, no, it's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool for everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's inclusive.
Yeah. And let's talk about some of your presenting work, because you've been doing some of that too. I've seen little snippets here and there. I know Muay Thai is your first love, but I saw you speaking to Tom Aspinall on the MMA side, and I've seen you talking to boxers as well. Where would you like that to go in the future?
To be honest, like right now, because I'm at that point of my life where I just want to do things that I enjoy, and I'm so blessed to be able to have this new role with Title Sports Network. So it's a new platform, and the owner reached out to me because she'd been seeing what I've been doing. Michelle Joy Phelps, she does like the behind the gloves, she does the boxing interviews. She just said like, I see you're passionate about MMA. I'd love for you to be my MMA correspondent. And I was like, what? I was like, are you joking? This is like a dream come true. I swear I manifested it on my what do you call them, vision boards.
Yeah.
This like New Year's, I put UFC, PFL, put a little microphone. I knew that I wanted to get into that space, and I didn't know how long it would take me to get there. But I always did my own little things here and there, but never something consistent, like working for an actual platform that can put me in these spaces and get me these interviews. So of course I said yes, and since then I went to like Bellator in Dublin and Paris and PFL shows, and yeah, it was really cool because the first one I went to was the Paris, and Justin Gaethje was there because he was in someone's corner. I was like, oh my god, he's like one of my favorite fighters. And then when he walked by, he was like, my friend was like, just get an interview with him. I was like, oh, please can I have an interview? Just literally like a couple minutes. And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm interviewing Justin Gaethje right now. This is like my first like proper interview, and it's him. So it's been like a crazy journey. And do you know what? I get so nervous because I know that I haven't got the best MMA knowledge. I haven't been watching it for years, but all I know is that I'm really passionate about it. And then ever since COVID, I've been really into it, basically. But I know as a woman as well, you get judged in the space. Like there's not many of us, especially being the journalists and everything. So I'm just very I'm very really, really grateful to be in this space. Everyone's really welcoming. I feel like I definitely prefer MMA to boxing. So I just know that I want to focus everything on MMA. Does that make sense? Because you know, boxing is. Do you know Adam Catterall?
Yeah.
So I asked him. This is a couple of years ago now. I said to him like, I would love to get into the MMA space, but I know it's not that big. I know that boxing is really popular in the UK, so I just want some advice, like how I should go about it and stuff. And he was just like, Kaz, he's like, if one thing I'm going to teach you, don't forget this. Always, always, always be honest with yourself, and always, always, always say your opinions. And people want to hear your opinions. He's like, if you care about MMA more than you do boxing, and you're not really asked, like, he's like, stick to that. And because people will be able to see that, and you know, you have to be yourself, and you have to like, be honest and always say your opinion. Don't just, you know, just speak facts. People don't want to hear that. They want to hear what you have to think about, because there's only one of you. So that just really stuck to me, and I was just like, I don't enjoy boxing as much as I do. I mean, I love all combat sports, but MMA is like something that I wish I was doing since I was a little kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how much I love it, and it gets me excited. So being able to do the presenting, I don't know where I'm going to take it, but all I know is that I'm loving the journey, and I love pushing myself and being out of my comfort zone. So every time I do these interviews with like these fighters, stuff like that, I'm nervous, but then after I'm like so excited and like happy with how it went. You know what I mean? And you know, doing all the research leading up to it, then being at the fights and watching the fights, it's so exciting. So it's definitely fun to be an MMA fan for sure.
This is a great time to be an MMA fan in the
Especially
UK
in the
as
UK.
well. Like,
Exactly.
you know, we've got one champion, one interim champion. We've got a lot more on the way. I know you're friends with Brendan Loughnane. He obviously was champ. He's in the playoffs again. We could see him get another championship.
I think I want to go to his next fight. It's the semi-finals, isn't it? In Washington. I really, really want to go. When he was in that 2022, when he was champ, then all them fights, I was in a TV show. I was in the challenge. So I remember waking up on the morning of his fight, and because we was in a TV show, we didn't have phones or anything. I begged the cameraman, please, I just need you to Google something. I just need to see if my friend won. And it said Brendan Loughnane, PFL champion. I was like, yeah! I was so happy, but it was so annoying because then I had massive FOMO. Like the FOMO that I got from like him and all my friends being in New York with him being the champion. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I have to be at the next one. I have to be at the next one. So
it's such a hard tournament to win.
I know
of the way that it's structured, and the way that they have to fight every 8 weeks, and the fact that it's so hard to stay uninjured, or I won't even say uninjured because everybody fights injured, but like injury free enough to make it to the cage again in 8 weeks time and put on a winning performance. And he fought some really tough competition, and he's got some really, really tough competition again this year. And then we've got Dakota Ditcheva, who's absolutely smashing it. She's obviously from Manchester as well, and Chanel Dyer, I'm sure you're familiar with her. Like, she's obviously got strong Thai boxing roots and K1 roots. Like, so it's just amazing to see how well all the Brits are doing at the moment. And I personally, you know, as I've been an MMA fan for a long, long time, but speaking to these people like Chanel, I've been watching since she was like her first amateur fights, and seeing her come all the way through the ranks is just, it's a really, really exciting time. You couldn't have picked a better time to get involved, Kaz.
I know. I feel so lucky. Like, even being able to go to, I think I've been to 3 or 4 UFC Londons now. Ever since that first one that they came back after 3 years off, I've been ever since, basically. And yeah, that I've been so lucky to be able to do that. And then I went to UFC Miami, and you know, so many good UK fighters, like MVP coming to the UFC now. Yeah, all of the PFL fighters, even the fact that I'm going to go to UFC Manchester, it's just really, really, really exciting. And you know, what you were saying about the PFL tournament and how hard it is on the body, like how hard it is on the mind as well. I think it's so inspiring how they just pick themselves up and get themselves back into camp, and they're just so focused. And yeah, they're fighting how many times in a short period of time, and then you've got, UFC fighters like they literally don't fight for years, and then you've got my Muay Thai fighters that are fighting 3 times a week. So it's just a whole broad, like there's so many different elements to it. So I love it all.
It really is. Well, I know you've got to go, so thank you so much for speaking to me. It's been an absolute pleasure. And one more time, the Combat Collective, how can girls find it in the UK?
So you can go on the Instagram is combat.collective, or it's combatcollective.co.uk. Everything is on my Instagram, Kaz Crossley. It's all there. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you at a retreat. You should come too, Katie.
I would love to.
Come. Oh my god, it's right up your street. 6 a.m. morning runs on the beach. It's so nice, babe. You definitely have to come. But no,
I
thank
would
you for having me. I'd
absolutely love to. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care, Kaz.
Take care. Thank you.